The most notorious drug kingpin in the world is going away for life. Today, a federal jury in Brooklyn convicted Joaquín Guzmán, better known to the world as El Chapo, on all 10 counts of his indictment. Those include engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise, conspiracy to manufacture and distribute cocaine, heroin, meth, and weed, firearms charges, and conspiracy to launder drug money. The trial went forward under near lockdown, and that makes sense. Wherever Chapo goes, violence follows. And wherever he's imprisoned, he tends to escape. Inside the courtroom, prosecutors from the Eastern District of New York offered a staggering range of evidence, including wiretap phone calls, intercepted text messages, and Chapo's own handwritten notes. So it wasn't surprising that the jury found him guilty. What was surprising was that it took them so long. 6 days of deliberations. Part of the delay may have just been that the jury wanted to be thorough with such a complicated case and so much evidence. But the other factor is that count 1 of his indictment was incredibly complicated, with 27 different violations for the jury to consider.
He was presumed guilty. This was not a case where we had a defendant presumed innocent. He was presumed guilty. I don't blame
Chapo's defense lawyers tried to frame the government's case as a personal crusade against a popular villain, and they said afterwards that the case was tried in the media.
Why did you take it if you knew it was a losing case?
You know what? Maybe I'm just a fool. And I feel that in America, I don't get to choose my clients all the time. I have to take people as I see them, and I have to fight to the death for people that perhaps other people don't want to fight for. And I'm proud of that.
I was in the courtroom for almost all 44 days of the trial, and it was usually a circus. Reporters were lining up as early as 2 a.m. in freezing temperatures and snowstorms to get one of the coveted seats inside the courtroom. In the end, there were some legal nuances. The jury asked to review testimony from more than a half dozen witnesses, and for a while there, it looked like the government's slam dunk case might be falling apart. But then, just after noon today, the jury sent word that they had reached a verdict, and the government got one of its biggest victories, and maybe its only victory, in the war on drugs that it always seems to be losing.
This conviction is a victory for the American people, who has suffered so long and so much, while Guzmán made billions pouring poison over our southern border.
Chapo looked stunned as the verdict was read, and he turned and locked eyes with his wife, who flashed him a thumbs up and fought back tears as he was escorted out of the courtroom. Chapo won't be sentenced until June, but we already know that he's going to get life with no parole because it's a mandatory sentence under count 1 of his indictment. Chapo's lawyers say they're going to appeal the conviction, but that's probably not going to succeed. He's almost certainly going to spend the rest of his days at ADX Florence, a federal supermax prison in Colorado known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. The prison already houses another powerful Mexican drug kingpin, along with spies, terrorists, and gang leaders. Inmates at Florence are isolated from each other in solitary confinement, and they have limited contact with the outside world. No prisoner has ever escaped, but then again, they've never had an inmate quite like El Chapo.